Picture a packed stadium, a sea of faces eagerly awaiting the show to begin. The energy is palpable, a collective anticipation hanging in the air. Thousands of lights flickering in the dark like fireflies in a summer night, illuminating the faces of the captivated audience. Each light represents a story, a perspective, a voice ready to be heard. On stage, a comedian steps into the spotlight, microphone in hand, ready to challenge the status quo. He cracks a sharp political joke, a daring jab at the powers that be. The crowd erupts in laughter, a moment of unity and release, a shared understanding that transcends backgrounds and beliefs. It's a powerful moment of catharsis. This is the new power of Indian stand-up, a burgeoning art form that's capturing hearts and minds across the nation. A force that brings people together, fostering dialogue and challenging norms in a way that few other mediums can. But offstage, the same joke lands the comedian, not in the spotlight, but in a far less welcoming environment. In a sterile room, facing stern officials, the laughter replaced by a heavy silence. The atmosphere is thick with tension and uncertainty. Applause is replaced by legal threats and police complaints. The comedian's words now twisted and scrutinized under the harsh light of the law. The joy of the stage quickly turns to anxiety, the weight of potential repercussions pressing down. This is the double-edged sword of comedy in India, where freedom of speech often clashes with societal sensitivities. One night, you're a hero, celebrated for your wit and courage. The next, a villain on social media facing a barrage of criticism and condemnation. A single punchline can ignite a conversation, or viral fame, or a firestorm of outrage, depending on who's listening and how they interpret it. Comedians are not just entertainers, they are more than just people telling jokes. They're satirists, commentators, and sometimes accidental activists, using humor as a tool to challenge power and provoke thought. The roar of the crowd is intoxicating, a validation of their voice and their message, but the silence of a courtroom is chilling, a stark reminder of the potential consequences. Every performance is a gamble, a roll of the dice in a society grappling with its own contradictions. Will it bring laughter, connection, and understanding, or legal trouble, censorship, and silencing? This is the reality of telling jokes in modern India, a tightrope walk between humor and the law, applause and outrage. A decade ago, the landscape of Indian comedy looked vastly different. Indian stand-up was hidden in the corners of city pubs, a well-kept secret for those in the know. It was a fledgling art form, still finding its voice. Comedians performed for tiny crowds, often friends and family, hoping for a few laughs, maybe a free drink, and definitely no pay. It was a labor of love, fueled by passion and the desire to make people laugh. Then came YouTube, a game changer. Suddenly, a joke crafted in Bangalore or any other city could reach millions across the globe. The potential audience exploded overnight. The internet bypassed traditional TV gatekeepers, those who previously controlled access to the masses, connecting comedians directly with fans, building a loyal following one video at a time. Audiences craved comedy that spoke their language, reflecting their experiences and cultural nuances, and daily frustrations, the everyday struggles of modern Indian life. Streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon took notice of this burgeoning talent pool, signing Indian comics for stand-up specials, giving them a global platform. Stand-up exploded from a niche hobby, a side project for aspiring artists, to a booming industry, attracting investment and creating opportunities. Comedians became household names, recognized on the streets and celebrated in the media. Touring globally and producing high-budget shows, complete with elaborate sets and professional production teams. The scene created jobs, not just for performers, festivals, providing platforms for emerging talent, podcasts, a whole new comedy ecosystem, fostering creativity and collaboration. The journey from open mic to Netflix special became a tangible, achievable goal for aspiring comedians. Indian audiences proved they were ready for bold, authentic comedy, unafraid to tackle social issues and challenge the status quo. The small scene became an industry, a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment landscape. And the revolution had only just begun, with new voices and perspectives emerging every day. Comedy in India was no longer a dream, a distant fantasy for a select few. It was a movement, a cultural phenomenon reshaping the entertainment landscape and giving voice to a new generation. With fame came new risks, bigger audiences, bigger backlash. A punchline in a club could be weaponized online, sparking outrage. Comedians faced accusations of hurting sentiments or being anti-national. Munawar Faruqi's arrest for a joke he hadn't even told sent shockwaves through the community. Others, like Agrima Joshua and Anubhav Singh Basi, faced threats and legal complaints. Clips are shared out of context, turning comics into targets. The threat of backlash shapes every joke. Creativity now comes with caution. The line between bravery and recklessness is blurred. Telling a joke in India is no longer just about laughter, it's about survival. Indian comedians perform under a cloud of vague, powerful laws. Section 295A of the IPC criminalizes outraging religious feelings, a broad subjective standard. Section 153A targets jokes that could promote enmity between groups. These old laws are now used to police modern comedy, often arbitrarily. Defamation, sedition, and obscenity laws add more pressure. Platforms like YouTube and Netflix can be held liable, leading to self-censorship. The result: comedians constantly second-guess their material. The process of fighting a case is punishment in itself. The fear of legal trouble is a powerful tool for silencing voices. In India, the law can turn a joke into a crime. Indian comedians have adapted, crafting two versions of their act. Live shows feel safer, audiences choose to be there, and comics test edgier material. Online specials are different. Jokes are curated, risky lines removed. Anything recorded can be clipped, shared, and misinterpreted. The goal is to be funny and thought-provoking, but also safe from controversy. Comics read not just the room, but the unpredictable internet. This isn't selling out, it's survival. The live show is a space for freedom. The online special is a careful performance. It's a balancing act, knowing what to say, where, and how. This is the art of modern Indian comedy. Despite challenges, including censorship and societal pressures, Indian comedy is more vibrant than ever. It's a testament to the resilience and creativity of its performers. Regional language comics, Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, are building huge followings, connecting with audiences on a deeper level through shared cultural experiences. Comedy is now more local, reflecting the nuances of everyday life in different regions. Relatable and accessible, breaking down barriers and bringing laughter to every corner of the country. Women are breaking barriers, challenging stereotypes and paving the way for future generations, bringing fresh perspectives and tackling taboo topics. Stars like Sumukhi Suresh and Aditi Mittal inspire a new generation. New voices push boundaries, experimenting with different styles and formats, blending humor with social commentary. The scene is dynamic, constantly evolving and adapting to the changing times, reflecting a changing India with countless stories. But the debate remains: should comedy have limits, and where do we draw the line between humor and harm? And who decides? It's about free speech, the right to express oneself without fear of reprisal. Responsibility, the need to be mindful of the impact of one's words, and the future of democracy. One thing is clear: India's comedians, with their diverse voices and perspectives, and their audiences, who are eager to engage with challenging and thought-provoking material, must keep the conversation and the laughter alive.